Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this episode of Flight of Fancy. Today I'm so excited to bring you guys Linda. She is a mover and shaker in the Baltimore area, and she has an amazing networking company, D Networking. So without further ado, Linda, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Thanks. Well, I'm so glad to have you. So Linda, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, of course, my name is Linda Dubay, and I'm here in Maryland, and I was born in Alabama, a small town in Alabama, and I am a family of 15.
Wow.
So it's been a lot, but I've always been a mover and a shaker, and I graduated from Alabama University, and I've always in the business mindset. I've always wanted my own business, and networking and getting to know people, I found that was most exciting to me. And I just started talking to people, getting to know people, trying to find out how I could network and start my venture.
Awesome.
And so I did.
Awesome. So, family of 15, how was that growing up?
That was amazing, believe it or not. I had 7 sisters. It was 8 girls and 7 girls and 8 boys.
Wow.
So it was we had a very small home, and it was amazing because we all loved each other. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a lot, but as you know, you make do with what you have. My parents, they did wonderfully raising us, and so we made it. We made it. All like I said, we made it, and everybody's doing most of them are having the dream of their life, and I decided to move away to further pursue my dream and my education. So I did, and now I'm here in Maryland just enjoying the life of the DMV.
Awesome. So can you just tell us a little bit about how and why you got started in the networking?
Yes, weddings and girlfriends would just come to me. It was like, we know you're good at this. Can you help us put the flowers together? Can you help us organize? Can you be the wedding planner? So,
a little J-Lo over here.
Yes,
that maybe so the wedding planner.
Wait, I didn't come here to be a wedding planner. I wanted to enjoy the wedding, but then they would find out, well, you have skills. Can you help us out? I eventually did. So that's what we would have to do. It's just I helped them out. Then it was another wedding, and then I would help the other wedding out. So they knew I was good at putting together, organizing, the strategic part of planning. They knew I was ready and always willing to help, and they knew I could do it. And so a couple of weddings down the road, next thing I know, I'm at this point where I really want to do something for myself. So I'm ready to get going in my career.
Yeah.
I work with a multitude of business-minded people, and they always noticed that, on the weekends, it was always Linda trying to get the community together, trying to get to know the community. I moved actually from Alabama to New Jersey, and now here in Maryland. So coming to Maryland, no one knew the business aspect of maybe the great restaurants we could eat at, or the churches we could go to, or any of the establishments in the area. And I just used to get everybody together and say, we're going to try a different restaurant every week. And so we did that for a few times. And then I went to some of the restaurants and asked if they would like to do a taste of the community. They came out. I rented an establishment. They all came out, gave a taste of their food. We had over 100 people, and I got started from there. So
awesome.
Every weekend since then, I've been doing great things, trying to get the community together.
Awesome. So are you still doing some of those events like the Taste the Community? Because that sounds like something I would love to attend.
I have done a few other events, not the Taste of the community that I moved in, but I've done certain events for Sickle Cell Foundation.
Nice.
Wanted me to come together and throw a black tie affair.
Wow.
So they wanted the community to be educated on sickle cell, and so we were able to locate doctors that could come here from Howard University to discuss how sickle cell gets started and what the community could do to not cure it, but to help someone feel better even after they have the disease. So I did that event, and I've done the black tie. That was the black tie affair. I've done. We got together and did a single event with a couple of ladies in the Baltimore area. That was a success. A couple of people found their love of their life, and I was excited about that. So I'm just kind of getting started, trying to make my mark.
So you're bringing people together.
Finding
love.
Yes, enjoying it. And, my philosophy is to network with the businesses, produce meaningful connections between professionals, empower each other through friendships that will create and provide quality business to our community. And that is what I stand by, because as African Americans, I would love to bring us all together, get to know what business that you have, and we can refer each other and become a whole community of business-minded individuals.
I like that. I know, because a lot of times, either just moving to an area or, even if you've been here for quite some time, it can be difficult trying to find the right people to connect with.
Absolutely.
So I see the value in your business, and just what you do is amazing, because I can say for me, when I moved here about 3 years ago, it would have been nice to have that circle. Yes. And it's like I'm slowly developing that, and even more so now. So that would have been amazing to have when I first got here.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, who or what inspires you?
Well, I could say who. My mother has always inspired me.
Nice.
She's always said, if you don't get it, it's not because you didn't try. She knew I was a mover and shaker from the beginning.
Right.
She knew I was just driven. And I could, she's passed now, but I could just always hear her voice. It's like, you can do it. You can do anything that you want to do. Don't let anyone stop what God has given you, the ability has given you. And, I've just held on to that and, focused, meditated, and made sure that no one stopped my dream.
Absolutely. I know that old saying, no one can stop you but you. And I know how that, that message is impactful. I know it sounds like cliche, but it's the truth. We have our own talents and our own, knacks for certain things, but, if you're not willing to put forth the effort, it's not going to mean anything.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yes. I agree on that.
Absolutely.
Very much so. So, yeah, I'm excited. Very much so.
That's awesome. So, are you listening to any podcasts, any books, TV shows that...
I'm listening to your podcast. Every chance I get, it's amazing. I've read this book, Lean Startup by Eric Rice.
Yeah.
I encourage each and every one of you to get his book. It's a self-development book, business, teaching you the beginning stages of entrepreneurship. Anything that your dreams desire, you can accomplish. And he teaches you step by step. It's not a hard book to follow, just pretty easygoing and understanding the way forward, the steps you need to take one by one.
Awesome.
So I encourage you to read that book and try to understand what exactly that you're looking for.
So you mentioned you're reading The Lean Startup, and that's like a developmental book you were saying, but you're also taking a course right now dealing with leadership, right?
I am, yes. I'm taking a leadership foundation course with the Army. So it's just a leadership course, and it kind of like focuses on the things that I want to do in my business career. Okay. So it's a foundation course that helps build my career in the Army field, but it's kind of like a course teaches different objectives, understanding how the leadership doctrine works from a leadership standpoint. Teaches us how to communicate better in individual values. It brings effective ethics, professional ethics, into our job.
Okay.
But then again, we can take that also and use that in our own business outside of the job that we currently work. But it's a great course, and it just requires a lot of time. But anything that you want in life is going to require your time.
Absolutely.
It's going to require you to focus, be focused, require that whatever that you want to do, just make sure that you do it to the best of your ability. I often wonder how I can do all these multitaskings, but you multitask because you want to do everything. You want to be a good leader at work. You want to inspire. You want to mentor. Like, I'm a mentor at work, so I have interns that I mentor, that I teach Army values to and leadership skills to. And so they come to me once a month with wanting advice. And so I have to guide my mentee. I have to guide them into the right direction.
Absolutely.
Because they're here and they're looking for directions, and I give them my leadership skills to teach them, to put them on a better path.
Right.
And making sure that, when they go out here in the real world, if this doesn't work out and they want to do their own business, that they have some skills to fall back on.
Absolutely.
And they'll be able to succeed as well.
Yeah, I think that's important. Just that last piece that you were saying, to give them different skills on how to better themselves, because a lot of times when one thing doesn't work, we kind of shut down. Like, I was having a conversation with one of my friends. She's in higher education, so she works with, the student population at 18
wonderful.
to 21.
Yes.
So we all know how we were at those critical times in our life.
Yes.
But, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Yes, I'm in that millennial box, if you will, but I think I am also on the higher spectrum.
You are.
Because,
You are.
so it's just like, when one thing doesn't work, we have to figure out different ways or different methods to, adjust or redirect. And that was like one of her points that she was saying. She's just like, these kids just like kind of give up,
They do, yes.
And it's just because things are a lot easier now. You know what I'm saying? I was in the wave of, all the tech stuff, so it was easy for me to navigate, the internet, whatever social media platforms and all that stuff that were coming out and all of that. So, but they don't have to really, want for anything at this stage. Like, it's so easy and it's right here in your face. So I feel you. I think that's a very good point and a good lesson to instill in our younger generation.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to inspire them. Make sure that whatever vision that they have, they can even be creative in making sure that they're going down the right path. If they're confused, be creative. Maybe something else you need to do. But sometimes we do have to lead them and guide them in that right direction. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we implementing change. There's nothing wrong with change. Sometimes they think they're going in one direction in leadership, but they might turn around and have to go another direction.
Absolutely.
So it's nothing wrong with making change, implementing change in your life in order to get to your goal, your end state.
Yeah, definitely have to improvise and be okay with change. I know sometimes as individuals we struggle with that. I'm guilty of that sometimes, because when you are used to doing something a certain way, it's like easy, you know what to expect, you know what to do. But as soon as something shifts, it's like, oh God, what do I do now?
That's right. Let's just have another plan, because plan A may not work out, but if we can inspire these kids to say, let's have another course of action. Let's have a plan B or maybe a plan C. That way you have multiple directions to go in. But that's what these leadership classes teaches you. That's why it's hard for me to give up on my dream, because I'm focused.
I feel
If course of action A doesn't work, I have course of action B. So
for sure. I
just want to let everyone know that your dream can be attained. You can make sure that this happens. Only you can do it. I can't do it for you. I would like to, but I know that it's worth following your dreams as an entrepreneur for sure.
Right. And I'm sure with events and event planning and networking, you may come into some of those crazy moments where you have to improvise.
Oh, yes, all the time, all the time.
I feel you.
You come in and you do what you have to do to make it a success.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes like with events, it's always funny, like you have your idea of what you want and how you want it to be put out in the world, but if something happens, only you would know, right? Like to everyone else, it's like, no one, this was amazing,
Yes, you just don't make it known, and if it happens, we just smooth it out, and we keep moving with the night, the day, or whatever,
Roll with it. That's where that plan B and C may have to come into effect, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, starting a business is always, I guess, exciting and a little scary, if you will.
Very.
So, and just being able to develop and grow within your business, I think that's very important, just because you might start with an idea, but if you're not really trying to work on it and make it better, you're just going to be kind of stagnant.
Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't succeed, because we all have different paths. And your path may not be someone else's path, but if you just focus on what you're going to do and what your goal is,
right,
it is definitely achievable.
Yes. And I feel like the main thing too is consistency.
Absolutely.
Because within starting up, doing this podcast and everything like that, I know myself, I know I couldn't have committed to every week postings or, episodes. So I was like, all right, I'll just do every other Wednesday. I feel like Wednesday was an appropriate day, hump day, middle of the week. So You're going to need some motivation to get you through that week.
Absolutely.
But I'm still staying consistent on that wave. So.
You are doing wonderful.
Sometimes, it's a bit of a journey, a bit of a struggle, with all the behind the scenes things that you have to do. But, that consistency has stayed true. So.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I know we were just talking about different things to get on the right path and everything like that. So what successes or struggles have you encountered since creating your business?
Well, the success is really seeing when I put these events together, seeing it come together, seeing it flourish into everything I imagined it to be.
Absolutely.
I say, just follow that dream, because you have the naysayers. You do have people that will take you to another level or take you down another path. But you have to reel yourself back in sometimes and say, this is what I'm going to do. Sometimes you have to just close your doors, close your eyes and say, this is me. This is who I am. So I just encourage you guys to just stay focused, because it's not easy. Being an entrepreneur is definitely not easy.
No.
You're gonna come over some hard obstacles, but pray, put God first, and everything else will follow right behind.
Absolutely.
In a positive way.
Yeah. So I feel like you definitely touched on the advice piece. So, what advice have you been given that has helped you shape the success of D-networking?
Well, I was given an advice to say, things happen to you every day. An aunt of mine said, you just have to focus though. And she was like, don't look back. You just keep walking forward. And I have to give her a call and say, you know what? I have not stepped backwards yet.
Nice.
But I felt like I wanted to fall. But like I say, pray. You got to get up. And that was the best advice she could ever have given me, because I have not looked back, and I'm going to keep moving toward my dream.
Absolutely.
Until it is everything I want it to be.
I get it. Because like you said, being an entrepreneur is very difficult. So, I know sometimes you might want to give up, you might want to throw in the towel, but you have to believe in your goal and your dream of what you want to accomplish.
Yes.
So I know that is number one.
Yes. You might find yourself getting ready to do an event, and nobody is happy. You're doing it all alone. Mm-hmm. You're doing it all alone, so your body's starting to get tired.
Yes.
But you keep moving. You don't stop. You keep moving until your event or whatever you're starting out to do. You keep going until you have accomplished that task. Mm-hmm. Just know that you don't want to work a 9 to 5 every day.
Can you say that one more time?
You don't want to work a 9 to 5 every day. You want your own business so you can work for yourself. And your money will be your money, and your success will be your success.
Absolutely.
So always remember that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm at the point where it's very real for me. I've always known that I wanted to own my own business. Now, what that business was, didn't really have that in the forefront per se. Yes. But, I'm heavy into sports and all of that. So I have created a sports business on top of, doing podcasting and all that. But, it's just right now at this phase of my life, I am just tired of taking direction from somebody else. I mean, I guess I've always kind of been like that, if you will. Kind of like, that bratty, person. But, it's just like, I'm either going to have to shit or get off the pot.
That's right.
I don't know. It's just...
You really have to focus and know that things will happen to you.
Yeah.
And it would just take everything away from you to make you just quit. Mm-hmm. But I tell you today, do not quit. Mm-hmm. You keep running until you can't run anymore.
Right.
Because if you quit, what do you got left to say? Exactly. Now you have to work the 9 to 5 forever.
Ugh, I know.
We don't want to do that anymore. We want to have our own business. We want to connect with the community, and we want to focus. I want to be a millionaire.
Millionaire, that sounds amazing.
We're going to all get there together. Like-minded people work together so we can succeed.
Amen. I like that. So you did mention, a lot of times when you're hosting these events and prepping and preparing for it, that you're kind of by yourself. Yes. So that I can see how that gets tiring. But how do you like to relax or reset your mind when you have that brief moment to chill and relax?
I'll tell you what I do. I come in my house, I'll close my eyes. I meditate quite a bit.
Okay.
So I meditate, and I'll put the meditation music on, and I'll lie down and I'll close my eyes, and nothing else matters. Nothing's in my circle but me. Mm-hmm. And at times I'll go and get that massage. Yes. And I'll take a deep within myself.
Okay.
Breathe slowly. And I just absorb all this stress and anxiety and let it go out of my body.
I like that.
I enjoy relaxing. I know when it's time to relax. Some of us don't know when it's time to relax.
Yes.
But we have to take care of our bodies.
Yes.
Our bodies is our temple. We have to take care of that body. And if we don't take care of our body and our soul, it's going to break down. And we don't want that to happen.
No.
God has blessed us with a gift.
Yes.
But he wants us to succeed. He wants us to be healthy. Mm-hmm. And so I say, put healthy food in your body.
Right.
Drink that water.
Right.
Take care of our bodies, and so we can keep moving toward our dreams.
Yeah. So with the meditation and relaxing, and you said you do that after work. So I know I would mess around. I'd probably just pass out and stay asleep till the morning.
But that's okay. That's okay. That's a part of the meditation. Right. That's part of relaxation. Your body is telling you. Your body tells you that you need that. So that's
Like, how long do you usually meditate for?
I
Is it
meditate
always
for like an hour.
Oh, wow.
I don't answer the phone. I don't answer the door. It's all about me.
There you go.
So I encourage all of you out there to just make some time, carve some time out of that busy schedule.
Yes.
To make sure it's all about you.
I like that. So, Linda, you've accomplished a lot of things. So what do you see is next in your journey with the networking?
Yeah, I just want to be the go-to person for you guys to come to for your networking event. But I also see some professional on a higher scale. I really want to do NBA draft parties. I've always wanted to do some NBA, NFL type of arena type of thing. So
awesome.
I'm just connecting with the community right now, getting to know the community, but I'm definitely going to branch out so my networking group hopefully can grow larger. Maybe doing something for the Cancer Society along with Sickle Cell Foundations again, and the veterans. I work for the military, so I would like to do more veterans events, veterans that don't have homes, bringing that to the forefront,
right.
Letting the community know that we need to help these veterans out here after they've served our country for many, many years. So that's like on top of my list to get out and hopefully can raise tens of thousands of dollars to help our soldiers that has fought for us for many years.
Awesome. I like that.
We want everybody to come together, and we're going to support each other out here. So that's how we all are going to succeed. We definitely should focus and help those that need us. We just never know when we're going to be in the same situation. So as a community, we have to come together and do more.
Absolutely.
We have to do more.
Yes, I agree.
I'm very excited, and you will be too. As soon as you just take that weight off your shoulder and decide to live the dream that you always meant to live, and know that if you have any friends that's not encouraging you, then sometimes you have to just let them go so you can make sure that you follow your dream and you don't have anybody with negative tendencies to be around you. Sometimes friends are in our life for a season and we have to let them go. And sometimes we find out the hard way, and sometimes we just know that we can't move forward until, they say you close a door, but that other door can't open until you've closed that door behind you. So close it, let it stay closed.
Right.
And do what's good for you.
Absolutely. I love that. That's sound advice.
Yes, it is.
The hardest part is letting go, right?
That's the hardest part, yes. Because you might have a friend or something that you think should be there with you, and they're supposed to ride with you through the end, but everybody can't ride with you, so you have to know that.
You can hang out with the passengers.
That's right.
Watch me go by.
Absolutely. And you just wave at them, and you keep doing what you need to do to make your dream come true. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm still excited. Every day will become a better day, and I'll be accomplishing more and more each time along my journey. So
absolutely.
I'm still excited more and more as my time and my career prosper. Being an entrepreneur is something I've always wanted to do, and so now that I'm getting into that phase of my life, I want to continue to inspire other people to take their dream to their limit, or to the max, and just don't give up. We all want to live our dreams, and our dream cannot happen if you don't keep going and focus, and don't let anybody steal your joy, because that's not what God put us on this earth to do. He wanted us to prosper and have everything that our soul wants. And so just know that if you want it, you can have it every day of your life.
Absolutely. And I feel like, those are some very key points as well. And just the fact that don't let anyone steal your joy, because a lot of times, we meet people who we think are good, who are in our circle, But then we slowly find out that they are not.
Right.
So definitely having the right people around you. I say that a lot of the times. Just having the right people around you that also believe in you and see your vision. Not necessarily to be a yes man, but because we do need those people who will be like, girl, no, that's not the move, so let's try something else. But it's always good to have the right people to encourage you and to also guide you in a better way of operating business moves that you're doing. So
Absolutely.
Well, Linda, before we get out of here, can you tell everyone where we can find you?
Yes, that would be DNetwork_Baltimore. So please follow me.
Nice.
Really appreciate the followers.
Well, all right, Linda, thank you so much for being on Flight of Fancy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, guys, that concludes another episode of Flight of Fancy. Make sure you like this episode and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. But until the next one, keep creating. Bye.